Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful laptop bag. When looking at this bag, you will know that it's made up of four panel, front and back, and then the bottom, and of course the top. So we'll go into the first thing we want to do is to cut our rectangular panels. So I took 11 by 16 in this video. That is the size of the bag you're seeing, 11 by 16, and I'm going to do that into two places. I'm going to cut out two rectangles measuring 11 by 16 each. 11 will be the height of this bag, while the width, which is the wideness, is 16. So I'm going to mark it out and then cut with my scissors. That is just what I'm cutting at the first panel here. Cutting out the first panel. I also go ahead and do the second panel. Just the same thing with the first panel. I'm going to measure at 16 by 11 inches and then cut it out. Ensure you measure and you connect, then cut out your rectangle. Once I'm done with cutting out the two panels, I will go ahead and measure out the base. I'm using 29 rather by 1.5 inch. I also cut it out. Then when I'm done, I will place each of these panels on my foam and then cut it out. Place it at my foam is serving as our structure, to add structure and maybe feel soft. Then after which I also place it on my lining. Any lining you want to use, you place it and cut out. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to cut my handle, the handle of this. But first I want to decide this place I just measured, which is 14. You can decide to increase your height depending on how long you want your height to be. Then you measure the side. So I'm placing this handle at exactly 3 inches from each end. Then remember I said the length of this hand, the first place I measured is 14. I'm going to add it with the height of this bag, which is 11. So 14 plus 11 plus the other 11, whatever it is giving me around 34. So that means the length of my handle is 34. So I will take it over to the machine and sew to the exterior fabric only, without adding the lining and the foam to it. So I will do it on both sides. The same thing I'm doing here, I also do to the second panel. So once I'm done sewing the handle to each of the panel, then I will now take my lining and my foam interface and join the lining first, the foam, then I will place my exterior fabric on top and then stitch them together. The reason why I first of all stitch the handle on the external fabric before stitching the lining and the foam together is because I want to give it a professional finishing, so that by the time, if you first of all join the three together before stitching the handle rather, you'll be seeing the lines at the inner part of the panel. So I don't want that. That is why I first of all stitch the handle on the exterior fabric before adding my foam and lining to it. I will also do the same thing with the base material, the base panel, the panel that will be at the bottom. I also do, remember I cut out 3 panels using this particular material, the front and the back and then the base. So I will just add my structured foam, and so this is it. I'm done with this. So at this point you have to trim off the excesses, trim off your lining and everything. So the next thing we want to do is to bring out the base. Remember I measured this base to be 29. We'll remeasure it again. This is 29. Have you seen it? So the next thing is to measure the perimeter of this panel. Remember the two panels must be equal. We'll measure this, and this is giving me 51. Now 51 minus the 21, which is the 29, which is the base. Whatever it gives you, 51 minus 29. Remember our base is 29. Whatever it gives you, then you go over and measure out your zip. 51 minus 29, please do the math. So you measure, this is the length remaining, the extra length. So you measure it out from your zip and then you add your zip head. As a bag maker, you already know that zip zip head, the zipper doesn't come with the cloth. So when you're done fixing your zipper, then you hold it, face the two right side together, and then stitch on the edge. If you look at this now, I'm using a turnover. So this side you're seeing is the back, while the side facing the material now is the front. So I'm going to stitch them at each end. And remember, while stitching, the base is 29, while the zip is the remaining. When you do 21, 51 minus 29, 51 is the perimeter of this panel. So whatever thing the total length of both the zip and the base that is under the zip should give you 51. So, and as you're seeing, I find out that my zip is a bit smaller than the base, so I have to trim off the base to be in the same length with the zip. Just see, I've already done the trimming as off the camera, so I've done it. Then I've also joined the two edges together. So the next thing is to fold it the way I'm folding in this video, and then you fold my zip. This, have you seen what I'm doing? You fold it this way, the way it is on this video. Fold it and then notch the both end. Just give a little notch on the both end. Also give the notch here. You also fold your panels and also notch. Give a notch on both end. The same thing you're going to do on the both panels. You just give a little notch to know the midpoint. So when you're done notching, you have to join this base, the notch at the base of the side, to the base of the first panel, any of the panel. You have to join the notch together, just the way it is on this video. And then you're going to go over to your sewing machine and sew round, just the way I'm turning it on the panel. That is how you're going to sew on it. Are you seeing it? So ensure that when you get to this point, the notch aligns. Ensure that the notch aligns. So if your notch do not align, know that one is bigger than one eye to bend your bag. So I'm taking this over to the sewing machine and attach it. This is what I'm doing, just attaching it the way I earlier told you. So we'll do this all round, and then you'll see the finished part of this bag. Abeg, make una no forget to like this my video, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and then share video. Thank you. So I'm going to do this. Just keep on watching, then you'll see the last part of this video. Thank you for watching and subscribing. If you have any question, feel free to drop at the comment section.